Good morning, all. Morning, Susan. Morning, Jennifer. Okay, let me just write what our opening music is here. And then, a little discombobulated this morning. Okay. Good morning, Sarah. Okay, all right. So, in case anyone's wanting to play for themselves that little opening music I've got going here, my apologies, a couple more things to set up today, like, my mat and such. Hi there. Oh, that must be Lindsay. Hey, Lindsay. Oh, so happy you're here. All right, so I think I fixed what was going on last week with the connection being weird, or I guess not necessarily fixed because I don't know why it was happening, but seems that using my older laptop for YouTube Live works a lot better than using my girlfriend's newer laptop. So that might mean that our video quality is not as good. Good morning, Cliff. But yeah, using my older laptop seems to do the trick of not getting disconnected from YouTube. I'm really baffled as to why that is. Okay, let me see. All right, so I was hoping to have like a shiny new playlist for you guys today. Let me, where is the one I want to use? Right? Isn't that weird? And maybe there's some other things that could be done to keep that from That's the best way to do this. Okay, copy link. Hi, Jackson. Okay. So yeah, if you are wanting to tune into a playlist today, I'm going to send this quickly to my little my group here that's on the list to get notifications. And yeah, I'm not going to have the music super loud for you guys to hear. So if you're not feeling the music thing, you can tune that out. Yeah, and I'll get my mat set up and everything in a moment. So yeah, I was hoping to have some nice new playlist for you guys today. This week kind of knocked me on my butt, so that did not happen. All right, so there's that copied. Just sent it, Jennifer. If you didn't get it, let me know. Should have gone to you. Yeah, just sent that. So if you're like, wait, I got an email. I sent it just now. Let me see. All right, let me see. There's some way of easily sharing it here in our chat. Yes, Jennifer, I sent it an email. I did. Oh dear, Cliff is gone. But I am going to try right now. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do something kind of silly here, and my apologies to people that are like, will you please just like get on with it? I'm gonna try and type it in here. And for those of you who were regulars at Castro, you're gonna be like, oh my God, I've heard all these songs before, Kat. I'll try and get something a little more exciting together for next week. You know, when you realize partway through carrying out an idea that it's maybe not the best way of doing things, but you've sort of, okay. Okay, good, we're happy with familiar songs. Okay, and, oh, I can click this. Let's see if, oh, but don't take me away from my people. I'm still here. Those crazy letters and numbers. Aha, okay. Sunday Flow 1, yeah. And the song that I am, oh my God, that I actually like got all those numbers right. Because I'm like taking it off my phone, and so I just typed all that and prayed that I was getting them right. Okay. All right, hang tight. We're gonna get started in just a moment. Super appreciate your patience. Yeah, I'm super crazy with the lights, but you know, make sure you can see me. Oh, there I am. There's most of me. Enough of me. Oh, there is some table. Let's try and make less table that this is sitting on. Okay. And yes, I will absolutely tell you when to hit. Right. So we kind of get synced together. There's probably going to be a moment where I skip ahead to a Shavasana. Okay. All right, I'm just going to bring this over with me. Because like I said, the music, I'm going to be kind of just like playing for me. And so if you want to go to that Spotify playlist, I do recommend, though, if you are, say, you know, don't try and play the playlist on the same device you're watching the video. I have heard that doesn't really work. Okay, well, that music stopped. All right, so I feel like it's telling us to get on with it, Kat. You are so right, playlist. So right. Okay. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here, tuning in. Please use chat to let me know if you're having a hard time hearing, seeing me. Let me just get my water nearby. All right, so come on into a comfortable seated position. Okay, cool. Awesome. Right, so let's start. Okay, cool. Anna's got it. Yeah. All right, so I'm not hitting the playlist just yet. We'll start a little bit of silence. All right, thank you all so much for being here. Or if you are joining after the fact, Thank you for watching after the fact. All right, I'll see if I can edit out all the like me running around and typing in the beginning of this video for those watching later. So Anna, in the chat here, I typed a Spotify link. And Heart Chakra that was one song that we were listening to at the beginning. Yes, the link is a couple posts up. Okay. Yeah, and sorry I'm not, a little more on top of that. Should have been in the video description or whatever, but yeah. I'm a little discombobulated today. This has been a tough week. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do some yoga. We'll be going until 10:30 or 10:30-ish. If you've got to pop out sooner, totally understand. Okay. All right, so let's start by just settling in, breathing. Me still getting my space set up. You would think starting in my own home would make it easy to be on time. Apparently not necessarily. And start to come into your Ujjayi breath, which means you are breathing in and out through your nose. And there's just going to be a little more heaviness, almost a silent hum quality to your exhale. So inhale is going to have this kind of lighter, more whooshing quality. Exhale is going to be just kind of like it's a little deeper, a little earthier. Also called ocean breath. So inhale is kind of like the waves coming onto the shore, and the exhale is them trickling back down into the ocean. Also a great way to, kind of find what's going on here. So take a few breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth like you're trying to fog up a mirror. You can kind of put your hand in front of your mouth. You try to make your breath feel really warm on your hand. And then you'll repeat that, but keeping the mouth closed. But with that, just kind of notice what your throat does to make that happen. And just try and get your throat to do the same thing. It should feel a little different, but shouldn't feel like anything is super constricted or forced. Okay. Let your eyes slowly open. Next part, I'm going to turn sideways to you all. All right. So from however you're sitting, you're going to take your left arm up and side bend over to your right. And let your head and that left arm drop forward. Take a little slump. You're still standing fairly lifted in your belly and letting your shoulders and chest head slump forwards. And we're going to round that through the front. And then over to the left into a side bend. And inhale to lift up. And let the right arm come down. Then take right arm up and side bend left. And then let that slump through the front. Over to the right, find the side bend. And lift up. And arm comes down. And take left arm up, side bend right. Slump through the front. Over to the left. Lift up. Arm comes down. And take the arm up. Side bend left. Slump through the front. Let your head fall forwards. And that stretch in the back. Over to the right. And lift up. And let the arm come down. Good. All right, let's come into a tabletop on our hands and knees. And for those of you following along on the playlist, so what that link should have brought up was a mix called Sunday Flow 1. All right, and I'm hitting play on the first track now, which is Float by Soul Rising. Okay. All right, and then let me just get to where, listen for you guys, I'm just getting a little clock up so I can. Let your fingers be evenly spread. So allow the hands to take up as much room as they comfortably can on your mat. All right, and then take that sway front and back. Be mindful of your wrists here. They might be able to tolerate, a pretty big amount of stretch. They might need less. All right, then sit back on your heels in child's pose. And as your sits bones reach back towards your heels, let's tippy toe the fingers out and forwards a little more, and then let the arms relax. All right, then come back up to a tabletop. Stack your scaffolding. Let's move through some cat and cow. Breathe in to arch and look up. Exhale to push the floor away and dome the back up. Alternate between those two shapes a few more times at a pace that feels good to you. All right, come back to a long neutral spine. Tuck the toes under, lift up to downward dog. And feel free to fidget with intention in your downward dog, any way that feels good to you. So that might be taking a little pedal with the feet, shrugging shoulders up and down.
You might take a little sway side to side in your downward dog like we did in our tabletop. Just kind of diving in, asking what movements now are going to help give more ease to this shape, and also ease to the rest of our practice this morning. And then walk or hop your feet forwards and roll down onto your back. Okay. All right, so bring the legs into a tabletop, knees right over the hips. Good. So you should feel the belly kind of having to get firmer here just to support that. Good. All right, and take the hands behind your head. All right, so from here you're going to try and lift your tailbone just an inch off the mat. Then lift your head and shoulders, and then lower it all back down. Good. And lift the tailbone. So just this tiny little lift, you'd feel the abs going like, all right? So lift the tailbone, lift the head and shoulders, lower that all down. And lift the tailbone, lift the head, and lower down. Good. So now we're going to lift and try and set our hips down on one side, then the other. I think facing this way will help a little bit, see what's going on. So you could keep the hands behind your head. You're not lifting it at this time. If it's more comfortable to have the hands down, you could do that. Make sure your hips have space to move side to side. Okay, so we're essentially going to move our hips over to the right and back to center. And scooch them over to the left and to center. Good. Lift and set them down right and center. Left and center, right and center, left and center. So you can keep doing that, leaving your head and shoulders out of it, or clasp the hands behind the head and have your head lifted as you do the same thing. Right? So we're going to lift our hips, set them down right, lift and place center, lift and place left, lift, place, center. And lift, place, right, and center. Left, and center. Let's go 2 more times each side. Right, center, left, center, right, center, left, center. Okay, head down, legs down. Let's take a nice long spaghetti type stretch on the mat. Just reach out nice and long. Let your back arch here. Let your belly kind of pooch and stretch. Great. All right. And then bring yourself back up to sitting. If you want to grab a hold of the legs, let them just pull you up. You can do that. Or roll it over to one side. Right. Okay. So, tabletop. And from tabletop down to a forearm plank. Elbows are shoulder width apart. Good. And arms can be parallel on the mat, or you can interlace the fingers. There's a little bit of darkness here. I'll try and fix that for future videos. All right. So walk your feet back. So your body's in a long line here in a forearm plank. Good. And then touch your knees down and untuck your toes. Okay, but your hips are not down, your thighs, everything else is still doing a forearm plank. Okay. And you are going to extend and lift one leg at a time. So lift right, squeeze, hold, put it down. And lift left, squeeze, hold, put it down. If you're thinking, wow, with my knees down, I can't lift my leg very high. Good. That's actually the point of doing it from this configuration. Also, if you are not feeling your abs work like crazy, and when you lift the leg, your butt cheeks squeeze like crazy, you are not in the right position. Probably your knees are too close and your hips are too high, most likely. So if you're like, not really sure I'm feeling this, then I encourage you to try and find a time when you can do this, either seeing in a mirror or take yourself, video yourself with a phone or something. All right, so let's go 3 more times each side. Lifting right, squeeze, down. Lift left, squeeze, down. Lift right, squeeze, down. Lift left, squeeze, down. Now lift your right leg, hold it, little pulses up. You really feel that right butt cheek working like crazy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee down. Belly still lifted. Shouldn't be feeling strain in your low back. Take a break if you are. Straighten the left leg and pulse that up. Really reaching out with those toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Child's pose. All right, and now come forward onto your belly. And lie down, arms along your side. All right, with an inhale, we're gonna float up to a locust pose. Okay, now try and keep everything lifted, but turn this into Sphinx. So elbows come down. Your legs will lower, but I just want you to keep that engagement in your glutes and your back. So chest is gonna come higher, legs will come down. Whew. Sphinx. All right, then here in your Sphinx, bend your right knee and take that foot in and out. So over towards the left knee and out to the side. So it's doing right leg is doing a little windshield wiper here. Good. All right, and then bring that back down. Same thing with the left side. Bend the knee and just windshield wiper it in and out. Good, okay. Extend the leg down, lower the chest. Bring the hands flat to the mat, just behind the shoulders. Good. Elbows draw back. Chest expands and lifts, baby cobra. Good. If you feel like keeping that height here, you can. If it's feeling like going higher, maybe your shape comes here. Good. And let's lower down and make our way back up to downward dog. Hello, downward dog, old friend. Walk or hop your feet forwards. From that forward fold, inhale, lengthen the spine forwards. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen, then stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Or you could always take this straight back to downward dog. Inhale to arch up, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Walk or hop your feet forwards. Inhale, half lift, long flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen and stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to arch up. Exhale, downward dog. Walk or hop your feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen, then stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, so moving on into our sun salutation B. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, chair sit. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, downward dog or chaturanga to back bend. Flow. Good. So I'm gonna add a little something in here before we go to that warrior one. Without lifting your right hip, lift your right leg. So just as high as it can go without that right hip rolling up. Okay? And now come forward to high plank. Your knees and ankles kiss, but the right toes do not come down to the floor. All right? And then hinge that back to your hips level, downward dog. All right? Come forward to plank. Right leg hovers. Leg squeeze. Downward dog. I'm going to do that one more time. Coming forward to that one-legged plank. Good. And hinge back. So this time, keep the hips high. Step that right foot between your hands. Spin your back heel down. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Good. And then exhale, chaturanga to upward dog. Or you can always just hinge right on back after that downward dog. Or hinge right on back to downward dog. Walk or hop your feet forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, chair sit. Lengthen for inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to arch up. Exhale, downward dog. And now without lifting your left hip, lift your left leg. And come forward to plank. Knees and ankles kiss, but left toes do not touch. Hinge back to that hips level, downward dog. Okay. And come forward to plank. Back to three-legged dog. One more time, forward to plank. Back to three-legged dog. Keep those hips nice and lifted. Step the left foot forwards. Spin your right heel down. Inhale, arms up, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale to bring the hands down. Downward dog, option 2, Vinyasa flow on your way. Walk or hop your feet forwards. From that forward fold, inhale, lengthen the spine forwards. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen, then stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, left foot way back on your mat. This time the knee touches down as the arms come up to a low lunge. Good. Your left butt cheek is squeezing, a lot like doing those single leg lifts from our kneeling forearm plank. And take right hand to your right hip, side bend over to your right. Inhale to come up, 2 arms up. Now we're going to shift our weight back fully onto that left leg, okay, and straighten the right leg. So just a little kind of hello to our half split, just a little hinge forward, just a little hello. Good, and then right back up. And bend the right knee, hands down. So now the right foot's flat again. We're back in our low lunge. Good, so we can tuck those back toes and take the right foot back to downward dog. Good. And now, shift forward to high plank. Good. From here, touch your knees down. Should still really feel like those abs and glutes are working. Okay. All right, and then bend to hover and hold, and press back up. Good, so really, the more you lower your chest down, the more you're gonna have to really squeeze that belly in. So, hover to where you can hold, and back up. Keep squeezing those butt cheeks together. Lower, hover, and back up. Good, this time all the way down, nice and slow. Good. Inhale to arch up, cobra or upward dog. And then an exhale takes you back to downward dog. Walk or hop your feet forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, right foot way back. That back knee lowers down. Okay. Arms come up. Front heel is right under your front knee. Very worth checking that, even if it means you've kind of got to like break yoga character for a moment. Right butt cheek is squeezing. Low belly lifted. Left hand to left hip, and side bend over to your left. Inhale to come up, shift the weight back, straighten the front leg, 2 arms up, right? So it's very gentle, long hinge forwards here, just a little hello to this hamstring stretch. And come back up with your upper body. Bend your left knee, lunge forwards, hands down, left back to downward dog. All right, come forwards to your high plank, touch the knees down. Good, lift the belly, open up the hips. Okay, so we're gonna do that hovering again. You can keep 2 knees down or straighten one leg. Okay. So if you're gonna do the legs, it's gonna be 3 each side. It's gonna be 6 total. So let's straighten one leg, lower, hover, 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 and back up. And lower, hover, 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 and up. And just scoot my supporting me for just a little more. One more on this side. Lower and hover, hover, hover. Press up. Great. Switch sides. Okay. So yes, the knee down should be kind of stopping you from lifting this leg very high. Okay, that's what we're going for this time. Lower, hover, hover, hover. Press. Lower, hover, hover, hover. Straighten. Last time. Lower, hover, and hover, and hover. Press up. Good. From 2 knees or 2 feet. Slowly lower all the way down. Arms back along your side. Good, and you might clasp your hands for this locust pose, interlacing the fingers. Inhale, lift everything up. And release, lower down, and press back to child's pose. And or a drink of water. I'm finding this a good time to do that right now. What? Okay, sorry for that odd interruption there. I'll have our music back very soon. All right, from child's pose
Lift back up to your downward dog. And from your downward dog, walk or hop your feet forwards. From that forward fold, inhale, come on up, half lift. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale to lengthen, then stand all the way up. Exhale, hands to your hearts. Okay, so turn to one side, step your feet nice and wide. So I'm going to tell you just for spacing and in case there's a prop you want to use, we are coming into some half moon pose on each side. All right, so first, I'm going to be going to your right, so make sure you've got some space over there. All right, so feet are as wide apart as one of your own legs. Turn the right toes out all the way, left toes in a little bit. Bend the right knee, warrior two. Good. You're kind of pressing this right knee back, just enough to feel some squeeze, some work in that right butt cheek, but not so much that it starts to roll that big toe edge of your foot off of the floor. Good. Let's flip the right palm up. Take a side bend to your left, reverse warrior. All right, and then come back upright. We're going to go into our half moon. Ardha Chandrasana a little differently today. Place two hands on your hips. Okay? Step the left foot in a little bit, and then push the weight fully onto your right leg. Okay? And as your left leg is lifting, your hands are pressing into those hips and kind of keeping some length in the waist here as we're hinging over to our right. Good. Hands might stay on your hips. Right hand might come down to the floor. Ooh, our block. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Bring that back to warrior two. Good. Make sure your stance hasn't shrunk. Good. So it's the same nice big fierce stance we started in. Good. Turn the right palm up, reverse your warrior. And keep the side bend straight in the right leg. Then bend it again, maybe a little deeper this time. And lean over to your right to side angle pose. Forearm on thigh. So keep a nice lift in that right armpit to start. Well, I'm not sure what a mean lift would look like. It's funny the adjectives that we throw into our teaching. It's like, what do I even mean by that? All right, and then open that up to Trikonasana, triangle pose. Bend the right knee, warrior two. And then straighten the right leg. And shift that over to warrior two on your left side. For me, that's involving a little scooty scoot over to my right. Because gotta give room for that half moon pose. So warrior two, Virabhadrasana two on your left side. Good. Knee pressing back to feel some connection into that left glute, but the left foot stays fully flat. Turn the left palm up, reverse your warrior, side bending to your right. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Okay, hands on hips. So imagine the hands are kind of pulling down and back. They're sort of resisting you going into, actually, do I mean that? No, they're not resisting you hinging. They're just pulling the hips back towards your right foot as you're hinging. That's a better description. All right, so step the right foot in, and then fully stand on that left leg. And as you're hinging over to your left, press the hips, the hands down into your hips. Okay, and then feel your rib cage lengthening forwards, waistline getting longer as you lean over. All right, and then maybe you extend the arms, the left down, the right up.
let's step that back to warrior two. Yeah. Turn the left palm up, reverse your warrior, side bend into your right. Keep the side bend straight in the left leg. And then bend it again, maybe a little deeper this time. Lean that over to side angle. Forearm on thigh, right arm reaching over. Keeping a lift in that left armpit, even to the extent that maybe you're leaning on that left forearm a little less. Maybe that left knee bends a little more. And then it fully straightens to open you up into Trikonasana, your triangle pose. And bend the left knee and come up to warrior two. Straighten the left leg, turn the left toes in and right toes out. And then, I just had kind of a weird idea. It might work, it might not. All right, so go ahead and stand. So right foot's turned all the way out like it's gonna go into warrior two. But just go ahead and stand completely on that right leg. Let's keep the right hand on the right hip. Bend the left knee, grab your left foot. So we're essentially gonna come into a bound half moon pose, but we're gonna start bound instead of going into the bind once we're there. All right, so right hand still pressing into that right hip as you're hinging over to your right. Oh, this is kind of weird. This might be a terrible idea, but it's interesting. All right, so tension of that left foot into the hand. If you're not able to hold your foot, just have that left leg extended like we did earlier. Good. Maybe that right hand comes thumb to heart center, like you're doing, prayer hands with just one hand. Ooh. Gently. Or maybe the right hand comes down. Good. All right, if you're still holding that left foot, let's let that foot go. Extend the leg. Nice. Arms extend. Can both arms reach out in front of you? Can the arms come to your ears for a moment? Ooh, that's kind of terrible. Come back to warrior two. Ooh, just had to try. All right, flip that around to your left side. All right, and then just go ahead and stand completely on that left leg. Good. Grab that right foot with your right hand. Good. Or if that bind is not for you this morning, good. Just keep the right leg extended. Left hand still on the hip. So you'll have two hands on the hips if you are not holding your right foot. Good. Let's lean and hinge, lean and hinge. All right, left hand, thumb might come to heart center, like half a prayer hand. Right foot presses into the hand as you're holding it. Ooh, or maybe that left hand comes down. Take a few more breaths here. Thanks for humoring me, guys. I think I'm just kind of in a mood of wanting to put myself into some wobbly stuff today. Just kind of honor the wobbliness of my own life right now. Wobbliness of everything going on around us. All right, extend that right leg. Arms out in a T. And then, can the arms come parallel out over your head? Yeah, that's kind of terrible. But let's try it again. Ooh. And then come up. Just had to see what would happen. Okay. Come to your super wide stance. Feet parallel, hands on hips. Inhale, lengthen up a little more. Exhale.
hinge forwards. Hands can come down to the floor or to a prop. Once you're at the end range of your fold, check if all the weight feels like it's in your heels and try and evenly distribute it more between the heels and balls of the feet. If so. Inhale, come up to a long flat back. Exhale, hands to your hips. Inhale, stand all the way up. And walk the feet back together, or to hip distance apart. And then come on up to the front of your mat. Okay, from the top of your mat. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step the left foot way back on your mat. Hands are down. Left hand down on the mat. Right arm up to the sky. Come onto the outer edge of your left foot. And then step the right foot back a little bit, just so it's kind of in a nice, comfortable, flat place. Good. All right, and then we're going to lower the hips down. That right arm can come down. And then lift them up. Good. Up into a side bend. Think of the side bend we did at the beginning of class. And the right arm comes over your head. All right, hips down, arm down. Lift and arc. Let's do that one more time. Lowering down. Lift and arc. Now lower the hips down. Turn to face the back of your mat. Okay, so bring the legs together. Okay, then bend the knees, flat feet. Plant the hands. Shrug the floor away. Lift the hips up, upward facing table. And lower the hips down. Straighten your right leg. Step your left foot over. Okay. So, and then plant that right hand. Okay. And left foot, that's about roughly in front of your right knee, maybe a little higher, maybe a little lower. Just kind of depends on where you feel like you can get the best push into the floor. Okay. And we're gonna lift and arc. Left arm sweeps over and lower down. And lift and arc. Lower down. And one more time, lift and arc. And lower down. Good. All right, so we're gonna turn and face the front of the mat. Step the left foot forwards, try and get it, that heel right under the knee. Then lift the chest, bring hands to heart center, and stand on that left leg in warrior three. If the left arms wanna take on a different shape, they can. Ooh, I'm actually gonna bring mine to my left thigh for a moment, because hello wobbles. Maybe out in front again. Just to kind of, ooh. Good, all right, touch that back down to lunge. Right hand down, come onto the outer edge of the right foot, lower the hips down, and step the left foot back a bit. Actually, I want to scoop my right hand out a bit. Yeah, all right, here we go. We're gonna lift and arc, and lower down. Good, and lift, and lower down. So our placement of your foot and hand here, one more time, lifting and down. That is all about what's best helping you get those hips off the floor. So notice where that placement is for you. Okay, upward facing table or upward facing plank with straight legs. My least favorite plank. I do not really like upward facing plank at all. But it's really so good. Our core muscles aren't just on the front of the body. All right, lower the hips down. Okay, plant that left hand. Get the right foot over. So get that left hand and right foot, and the left foot as well, just ready to lift you up into that side plank arc. So here we go. Lift and arc, and lower down. And lift, and lower. And one more time, lift and arc, lower down. Okay, sort of one more time. But this is just all about getting back to the front of the mat. So hands to the front of the mat. Pivot onto that back foot. Step the right foot forwards. Let's get some nice length in the spine first. Then palms to the heart. Stand on that right leg. Woo. Hello, warrior 3. Let's give it 3 more breaths here. 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring that back down to a lunge, just to then step your left foot forwards. All right, and let's just drop into our fold here. Quads hugging the thigh bones, kneecaps gently pulled up. All right, from here, let's scooch our feet about mat width apart. Toes turned out a little bit, and then drop down as low as you can into your wide yogi squat. And if you're needing support from, say, a pillow or a yoga block here, just kind of give you some better heaviness, ease in this pose, feel free to use those props. Plant the hands down, walk or hop the feet back to, let's say, downward dog first. Let's find a downward dog. And then come forward to high plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. All right, reach the arms back along your side. Okay. Legs and hands are going to stay on the floor for this first part. Inhale, start to float your chest up. Back of neck is working only enough to bring your head up off the floor. Okay. As an easy, natural extension of the upper spine. So the back of neck is not, it's not taking responsibility for lifting you up. Let's lower down. Turn your head to one side, breathe the rest. Recenter your head. All right, so a little heads up about where we're going next. You've got a few different options. So if bow pose is comfortable, grabbing 2 feet and arching up, you're gonna have the option to take that to one side and then the other. Just in case that, you will sort of want to like space yourself appropriately. Bow pose, not so much for you. Then you will just grab one foot and then you'll roll over onto your side such that that foot you're holding is on top and you're getting a nice hip stretch there. And I'll tell you which foot to hold and which side to go to. All right, so bow pose, you're grabbing 2 feet. If you're just gonna have one foot here, you're gonna reach your right arm forwards, bend your left knee and grab that foot. Okay, you're gonna roll onto your right side and that left foot will be on top. Or bow pose, we've lifted, we're holding our feet, we're finding breath some way, somehow. And then try taking that, boom, over onto your right side. How far can you let that left foot, left leg fall towards the right? Are you breathing? All right, come back to center. All right, so if you're doing 1 foot at a time, you are putting your left arm out in front and you're holding your right foot. And you're gonna roll onto your left side. Or you're gonna roll your bow onto your left side. For me, that means I have to scoot away from my wall. So we've lifted, we've rolled, we're breathing. All right, roll back onto your belly. If you're still holding those 2 feet, let's lift up one more time. And then come down. Once you've let go of your feet, turn your head to the other side, whichever direction you didn't look before. Recenter your head, press back to child's pose. And then rise up to your downward dog. If you want a vinyasa flow on your way there, you can. Or drink some water, which I'm going to do right now. Think about teaching on video. It's harder to hide my water breaks. I feel like I could be sneakier about it teaching in person. All right, from that downward dog, walk or hop your feet forwards. All right, feet are hip distance apart. Okay, lengthen your spine forwards. So either right fingertips down, right under that right shoulder. Now, let me turn around so the other side's towards you. This can also be a great one to use a prop because a longer spine here is going to give you more freedom to twist. Right knee bends, left leg as straight as it can. Okay, and you can also kind of do a fist here if that feels better. So this left knee doesn't have to be completely straight, but we want it encouraging in that direction while the right knee is really going for the bend. Big circle with the left arm. So that's reaching out in front of you, up, behind, and down. And again, forwards, up, back, and down. This time just forwards, and up, and hold the twist here. A few more breaths here. If you want to take that into a bind, you can.
Alright, and unwind. Ooh, let's let our upper body hang forwards. Maybe a little wiggle of the knees, quickly bending one at a time. Alright, lengthen the spine forwards. Left hand, left arm supporting, maybe on a prop. Left knee bends. Right leg as straight as you can. Reach that right arm out in front. Up to the ceiling. Behind. And down. And again forwards. Up. Back. And down. This time just forwards. And up. And hold. The twist here. A few more breaths. That right arm might move towards a bind. And unwind. And let that fold down to Uttanasana, your forward fold. And then bend your knees until the hips come down to your heels. And try for a balance. It might be hands on thighs or palms together at your heart. All right, so you have some options from here. You can keep working this balance for a bit. Okay. Or you can try a twist. We did our left side first with that forward fold, so let's do that first here. Okay, so you can try bringing that right elbow over to the left thigh. Work that twist here. Or play a bit with your side crow. Okay. So if that's kind of a totally new idea to you, just put the hands down here over on your left and just put like a little weight to your hands and coming back. Okay. That's a great way to start working on that crow. Okay. So next step from there is you're trying to get that left thigh up on top of that right elbow. Lean out over to the left way more than seems like a good idea. And see if you can hover those feet off the floor. Let me show that front and the side just so you can see how far I really am leaning. And also, man, I have not done this in a while. All right. So, and also if you're like all the way down here on your heels, you are going to have to kind of pick your butt back up in order to get this shelf. So yeah, I'm like, woo, way out here. All right, and then, so if you're going for this, let's take this on over to other side, our right side. So maybe you're just twisting. Woo, maybe you're chilling. All right, maybe you're a crowing. And really be spreading out those fingers. So think of like what your toes do. And we've played with this some in other classes as well. So it's kind of like checking in with what our toes do to help us balance. And then just trying to inspire the hands to be like the toes. Whew. And it's a pretty intense twist, just getting like the placement of the elbow on the thigh. So you are not wrong at all if you're like, man, how do I even get my arm there? Just working on, going in that direction, getting the elbow as close to the thigh as you can. Also a great thing to do.
All right, let's go into butterfly. Uttanasana when you're feeling satisfied with that. If you're already ready to move on, let's come on into our butterfly and fold forwards. If you're needing a little more time with that crow, feel free to take a little more time here. So wherever you're at, if you're still playing with crow or if you've been in butterfly, let's make our way to sitting. And then sitting up on something a little bit higher like a blanket, towel, what have you, couch cushion can work great. Feel free to use that. All right, so let's take our, going to be your mirror here, right shin in front. So you can either be just crisscrossed like so, or maybe you take the right knee totally on top here. You're trying to stack the knees as much as you can. All right, let's take our left arm up, side bend over to the right, and then let that slump through the front, and over to the left, find a side bend there, and come up, let the arm come down. All right, and then take right arm up, side bend left. And let that slump through the front. Over to the right. Side bend. And up. Good. We'll take a few, really more like several more breaths here. So you might just walk the fingers in nice and close and just focus on sitting up nice and tall. You might feel the most benefit opening in your hips in that shape. Or you can hinge forwards, staying as long as you can. All right, let's come on up and swap out the legs. Good. So you're either crisscrossed or you're stacking the knees as best you can. Okay, let's take right arm up and side bend to the left. And then let that slump through the front. Over to the right. Find the side bend. And come up. And then take left arm up, side bend right. And let it slump through the front. Over to the left. Find the side bend. And come up. Good. And then either lengthen upwards or upwards, then forwards. Great, come on up. All right, and let's set up for, let me keep being your mirror here. Let's go to the right side. All right, so set that right forearm. You're gonna come into a forearm side plank. So you might have your legs stacked. You might have your bottom knee down. Okay. You're going to take your top arm up. Good. Nice supporting squeeze in that right shoulder. Then exhale, thread that arm under, twist towards the floor, and lengthen it up. So you're really keeping the hips lifted and really turning the chest downwards. So here we go. Thread it under, 3, 2, 1. Open it up, 3, 2, 1. And thread under, 3, 2, 1. Open it up, 3, 2, 1. Thread under, 3, 2, 1. Open up, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Thread, 3, 2, 1. Open it up, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Come on down and switch sides. I'm going to do a little flipsy-do, so I'm still facing you, but you can just turn around if you want. All right. So elbow right under that shoulder. If it starts to feel kind of pinchy in the top of the shoulder, you probably have the elbow too far out. And probably not as far as I just did, but that was just to be an example. All right, legs stacked or your bottom knee can be down. Top arm up. Thread under, 3, 2, 1. Open it up, 3, 2, 1. And thread under, 3, 2, 1. Open it up, 3, 2, 1. And under, 3, 2, 1. Unthread, 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Thread under, 2, 1. Open, 3, 2, 1. Last one, 3, 2, 1. And open, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, hips down. Good. Come into a tabletop. All right, we're coming into dolphin or headstand. Dolphin is, if you don't know what either of those are, dolphin is a downward dog on your forearms instead of your hands. Okay. All right, but if headstand, forearm stand is in your practice, feel free to come into either of those instead. So I'm going to go ahead and show this dolphin here. In fact, I already am. So, and for dolphin, you are really trying to get your head off of the floor. Yes, it's a prep for headstand, but to get into that stretch and range of motion we want, in this instance, you want to be trying to get that head off of the floor. And feel free to come to child's pose whenever you are feeling done with that. Or maybe you take a little child's pose and then you go back to it. And as I just seem to feel a need to wobble in front of you guys today, I'm going to try a little bit of forearm stand here against my wall. I'm just going to kind of give that a try, just because it's right here. And yeah. Even more wobble in front of you guys. All right. So if you're chilling in your child's pose, if you're feeling satisfied with this leg of our yoga journey, you're doing great. If you're in something else, I'm going to try my forearm stand without the wall. Okay, whew. I'm ready for that child's pose. All right, so from wherever you're at, let's start to make our way to sitting. Start with 2 legs out in front of you. All right, so take either your hands to the outsides of the mid thigh here, or if you have a strap handy, you could loop a strap under your thighs. Basically, we're just giving the thighs a surface to press into. Also, here we go, let's move the butt flesh out from under the sits bones. Also a helpful thing to do here. All right, so strap or hands to thighs. Get as tall as you can. You're gonna press the hands into the thighs. Thighs also out to the hands, so neither really goes anywhere. Just keeping that outward tension there as you start your hinge forwards. Hands pressing in, thighs pressing out. You feel like the sits bones are sort of trying to move away from each other. And then we're just gonna let the arms come forwards and the spine round down. Use an inhale to come back up from this forward fold. Bend the right knee. And step that right foot over the left leg. The left leg can stay extended long if you're most grounded here, or it can fold in. But don't let that left foot, get stuck under your right sits bone. Inhale, 2 arms up. Exhale, twist to your right. Left arm coming to the outside of the right knee. It might stay straight or it might bend. Right arm's your kickstand behind. Each inhale lets you float a little taller. And each exhale lets the shoulder blades get just a little heavier. Unwind from your twist. Take a counter twist to your left. Staying up tall, or maybe you kind of take a little fold over towards the left hip. And come back to center and switch sides. So start with 2 legs out. Left knee bends. Left foot steps over the right knee. The right leg stays straight or it folds in towards you. Inhale, 2 arms up. Exhale, twist to your left. And unwind, counter twist to your right. All right, untangle the legs, lie down on your back. And knees bent, feet flat. Let the knees just sway side to side first, just a little loosey-goosey sway. All right, bring that back to center. Knees bent, feet flat, arms right along your side. Let's go ahead and just have our arms bent as we go up into this bridge here. So elbows are still on the floor, fingers pointing to the ceiling. Okay, you're in a robot arm shape. And squeeze the hips up off the floor, arch back. And then press into the right arm. Just scooch that right shoulder blade in a little more. Repeat that on the left. You can keep the arms bent, or straighten, or clasp and bind. Now pick the shape that gives you the most benefit, the most ease in this shape. And gently come down. Good. Right. Step the feet a little wider apart, bring the knees together to touch. Let's reset for one more bridge. Or if you're feeling done with bridging, you can come to reclining butterfly. Okay. So you can either do a bridge just like before. If you feel like turning this into a full wheel, you're welcome to try that. If you're curious about full wheel, a great first step is finding that bridge, those hips lifted, and then just try to bring the hands flat to the mat by your head here. And what that looks like, so my head's on the floor. My thumbs are towards my ears, my fingers are towards my shoulders. And your only objective there is to get those hands flat. Okay, no pressure, expectation to do anything more than that. Okay, so that's a great first step. You've got to be able to get those hands flat and those elbows stacked right over your wrists before you're trying to push up into anything. Okay. Lower on down when you're ready. And come to reclining butterfly. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly.
a little from here, yogi's choice time for, let's say, 2 minutes. I'm actually going to set a timer for 2 minutes so that this time just passes strangely in this context of teaching online. It has a really different feel to when teaching in person. So I'm going to talk you through a twist on each side before going into Shavasana, but I'm give you 2 minutes, and I'm going to make sure it's a full 2 minutes. If there's other poses, things that you would like to do to wind down your practice today, feel free to detour and join up in Shavasana when you are ready. All right. So if you're open to suggestions or a twist is sounding good, lie down on your back. Hug your knees into your chest, or you're probably already on your back. All right, and then hips take a little scoop to the left of center. Your knees drop over to your right. Head and chest turn to your left. Unwind out of your twist. Take that to the other side. Hips take a little scoop to the right. Knees drop over to the left. Head and chest turn to your right. And unwind out of your twist. Right, pull both knees into your chest. Give it a nice squeeze to lengthen both sides of the back. Okay. If you want to add to that stretch, you might bring the hands to the backs of the thighs and kind of pull from there. Or if those big toes are within reach, peace sign fingers can lock onto the big toes. Just kind of pulling knees to chest, baby toes towards the floor overhead. You're letting your butt, your lower back round off the floor if they want to. All right, and then just let the legs float up to the ceiling, feet right over hips. Firm the belly to press the low back into the floor, and then slowly lower the legs all the way down. Until they touch down. And you release the belly. Let the arms spread out a bit, legs spread out a little bit. Feel free to layer or prop your Shavasana in any way that helps you sink into your resting pose better. Just going to dim my lights here.
Come back to your breath. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes.
Stretch your arms up overhead, reaching back to the floor. Bend your knees, roll over onto one side. And from your side, use both hands to gently push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Using the playlist, you go ahead and just kind of volume that out. And palms together at our heart. And close our practice by chanting one Om all together. First, exhale fully. Then a deep inhale. Thank you all so very much. Namaste. For clicking on in this morning means so much. There's donation info in the description of this video. If that is within your means, I completely understand if it is not. Liking this video, hitting the little thumbs up button, and subscribing to this channel. That support goes a long way as well. And doing this every Sunday morning at 9 or whenever you watch it. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. My email is my PayPal and email. So if you've got, any questions, whatever. Yes, thank you all. Thank you all. Oh, cool. Glad you liked having the playlist. I threw it out together. Yeah, I like having the music too. I think it's the dance background. Really speaks to my body a lot when it's music I like. All right, hope everyone is staying well and healthy and safe. And yes, thank you again. Thank you. Take care of yourselves out there or in there, in your homes, wherever you're sheltering.